Hello, everybody. You're welcome once again. This is Changing Your Mentality podcast. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. We have been running a series for the past 3 weeks where I told you to imagine you were given a very big, gigantic television or a radio, and you told all your lives at play at the same moment. You have the ability to tune in and out of anyone. So the first one I said, the first topic was how your focus creates your world. That was the first episode of this series. And on there, I told you that Telsa said we should see our lives as energy, frequency, and vibration. That if you want to understand the universe, see it in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. It was specific. He never said past, present, and future. So I told you that whatsoever life you desire in the moment, you just need to shift your energetic state and tune into that frequency. Your energetic state is the core essence of you. So shift it and you're going to get into that frequency. And the second one I talked about was why your identity is your biggest prison. You tend to identify with one of the broadcasts. It's okay for you to love a particular station and like the others, but do not identify with that particular station. And tell yourself that true and true, I am a doctor, true and true, I am a mother. There are other frequencies, other stations, other channels for you to tune into and experience. I said, if you're looking for security, you can get that in the prison. So you want to get more on that, you should also listen to that episode. And today we are talking about why letting go accelerates your broadcast. Most of us tend to identify with things easily. We love the labels, we love the holding on to things. At the end of this episode, I want you to stop seeing yourself like mere flesh and blood. You're not just flesh and blood. You're energy. And you vibrate frequencies. Do you understand? Don't see yourself like meat and a bag of meat. No, you're not a bag of meat. Your energy, your core essence is your energy. If there is anything the rulers of this world are looking for from you, is your core essence, which is your energy. Give it to me. Because that is the highest the highest currency on earth, not dollars, not pounds, not euros. Your energy is the highest currency on earth. Give it to me. But that's not what we're talking about today. When you are in an energetic state, let me say for instance, you're heartbroken. Your girlfriend or your boyfriend jilted you, and you're low, you're sad. You want to listen to blues, likes of Celine Dion, Mariah Carey, Boyz II Men, Westlife. You want to listen to them. Why? Because you're low, you're sad. You want a frequency to keep you on that energetic state so that you keep vibrating on that low mode. And so you look for songs, frequency that is going to keep you there. But the moment your energy starts to shift, you look for songs that is going to give you what your energy is currently vibrating at. You look for jazz or pop. Why? Because your energy has shifted. You're no longer in a low mood where you look for blues. You're vibrating differently now. And what do you want? You want jazz, pop. The same thing should apply to our lives. Your current reality is a pre-recorded broadcast. You're not watching it live. Why did I say that? Your previous energetic states made you tune into the frequency that you're watching right now. True or false? I'm pretty sure you're going to say true. And you have shifted in that broadcast, in that channel, in that frequency. You shift. Your energetic state suddenly shift. Why are you now identifying with your current frequency? Why are you identifying with what you're currently watching? Your energy has shifted. Why don't you shift with it in terms of your mood, in terms of what you say out of your mouth? When we are watching a movie and we are reacting, do we get anything in result? We don't. Go to the side, move to the side. That is something that is already recorded. Nothing you do can change what is happening. You're watching a so-called live broadcast. It's actually pre-recorded. You're going to start shouting at the television, why don't you ask him this? Why? The interviewer cannot hear you. The only time you're going to tell yourself it's happening live is when you can actually call in and say, I want to ask this, that. Then you know that this thing is actually airing live. Most of the live broadcast we watch is pre-recorded. Your current reality, your current frequency is as a result of your previous energetic state. So why are you identifying with it? It is possible that you're supposed to stay in that frequency for, let me say, 5 months. But due to the fact that you've identified with it, due to the fact that you've taken it that what is happening right now is happening live, you extend the period in which you're supposed to listen or watch that frequency. It gets to 10 months, 15 months. Shift your energy inside that frequency, inside that broadcast. And you are going to tune into another frequency. Let me use me as an example. There was a period where I was financially handicapped. I didn't really have money like that to spare. All I had was to take care of me and my cat. And there's this group chat where I belong to. We usually do contribution for anything that pops up. You're getting married, you're celebrating your birthday, maybe you're sick or something. We usually do contribution for anybody. So due to the fact that I was financially handicapped, there's a period one of us put to bed and I couldn't contribute. I felt really low that I can't contribute. And that made me come to this realization that I hate being vulnerable. But I said I'm going to learn how to do it. I reached out to someone that, can you stand in for me? And she was like, yeah, fine, she's going to do that. Why? Is it not me again that she's going to help me do that? I said, thank you very much. She did. Then a part of me said that due to the fact that I was just focused on the frequency that I'm watching. A part of me said, why don't you reach out to the person handling the money and tell them that subsequent contribution, kindly don't reach out to me for any contribution because I am financially handicapped. And I said, that's a good idea. Day one, I didn't do anything. Day two, I did not do anything. On the third day, when I wanted to type the message, that was when something just spoke to me. That I am about to identify with my current reality. That my current reality is as a result of my past energetic state. And I said, oh, that it is what I was vibrating at that brought me here. And I want to identify with it. I want to take it that, oh, I do not have money, that I'm going to true. Okay, that means I'm trying to say that even if the contribution comes in a year time, I'm not going to have the money. Is that what I'm saying to myself? And I said, no. I am glad I did not send that message. Instantly, I begin to tell myself that, yes, I am already shifting my energetic state. I am right now vibrating at a different energetic state, and I am tuning in to a different frequency. The fact that the frequency is yet to catch up with my energetic state does not mean that something is not happening. But should I choose right now to identify with this past energetic state, then I'm trying to tell that frequency that I'm pulling in that stay far away from me. Do you see that? I found myself saying something recently that my current financial situation does not determine the next moment of my life. So if I choose to tell myself that, then why will I reach out to the person that handled the money and tell the individual that, oh, I would not be able to do this later? Do I even have an idea of how things can shift? Of how things can suddenly change? Because I am putting in the work? That is exactly what we do. We put in the work, but we allow doubt to hold on to us. We do not believe in the work we are putting in. You're constantly tuning. I told you when you're tuning, you're putting in the work. You're constantly tuning. Aside from the fact that you're telling yourself that, okay, my current financial situation does not determine the next moment of my life. Aside from the fact that you're saying that word to yourself, you're also putting out, you're going to, if you have a business, you're going to your business every day. If you're creating content, you're constantly creating content. Whatsoever it is that you're doing, you're going to work, you're going to work every day. You're pulling in that promotion. Whatsoever it is. Believe in that thing. Do not identify with your current broadcast. Your current broadcast is as a result of your previous energetic state. Seeing you are shifting your energetic state, your frequency is actually you're going to pull in that frequency. As long as you're shifting your energetic state, as long as you're vibrating differently, you are going to pull in that frequency. Forget the time thing. You just need to master time. Don't allow time to control you. Time is also a tool. Time does not really exist as we know it. So don't tell yourself, oh, I'm waiting. No. And another thing is, once you're pulling in that frequency, don't do it in complaint, in murmuring, in anxiety, in worrying. No. In gratitude only. Gratitude is the quickest way to bring in that frequency. You're going to be grateful for your current broadcast because your previous energetic state brought you here. But right now you're leveling up. You're going up. You're climbing the scale. So you're going to be grateful. I'm grateful for the fact that my friend was able to pay for me. I'm grateful for the fact that I can actually afford to eat. I'm grateful for the fact that I can afford to take care of my cat. I'm grateful for the fact I can afford to pay my light bills, my water bills. I'm grateful for the fact that I am not in debt. Do you understand? Be grateful for the little that is happening in your current reality. Because gratitude will help you to shift your energetic state quickly. And gratitude will also tell you that, yeah, this is happening, but I don't identify with it. I choose not to identify with this. Do you understand? So don't tell yourself that I am poor, I am broke, I am sick, I am this, I am that. Don't identify with it. Don't say I am that. No. At this moment, my body is not feeling too well. But I know I'm going to definitely get better. Let me wrap it up with this story. The core essence of today's message is to make sure you begin to tell yourself that I am not flesh and blood only. I'm not a sack of meat. I am frequency. I am energy. I am vibration. There was a period where I was really bloated and always constipated. I spent a whole lot of money in the hospital going here and there. And I kept hearing ulcer, that there's a lot of gas trapped inside my system. How do I remove this gas? I took A, I took B, I took C, a lot of things, but nothing was working. A friend came in for the holidays and she gave me raw honey. And I told her that I heard about honey for ulcer, but that I would just try and take it. I took that on, just like I said, sometimes when we are passing through pain, we tend to don't see the result or the effect of, or the benefit of what that pain is trying to teach us. Then subsequently, maybe after 10 to 15 years, you'll be like, oh, I'm glad I had that experience because that experience taught me XYZ. I never knew that me taking that honey was doing great things in my life. I didn't even pay attention to it. I felt it was the exercises I started doing that was what was helping my body. But every morning I took a teaspoon of the honey every morning on an empty stomach. When I ran out of the honey, seeing I didn't get it from here, I tried to look for raw honey to replace. And I got something that would actually just, look like that one. And I continued taking it. I stopped. I just felt like I should stop. The bloating and the constipation returned after about 2 months of me not taking honey anymore. And I started asking myself, but I am still exercising. Why do I still feel this way? I'm doing my exercises. Why is the constipation and the bloating returning? Why do I feel tight? I was getting low. I was getting really sad. I was about to identify with constipation and bloating. That's, oh, this is my current reality. I am now going to identify as bloating, as constipation. But I told myself no. I started speaking life to me. I started telling my body, thank you. I started telling myself that from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet, that I'm whole, that I'm healed, I'm transformed. I started speaking to my lungs, to my kidney, to my liver. Now, I shifted from that low state instantly. Why? Because I moved into it. As I moved into a vibration of gratitude. Instantly. I massaged my tummy and I went to bed. And while I was sleeping, for the past 2 months, I was disturbed. But I didn't want to go back to taking drugs because I know drugs did nothing for me. I was disturbed, but I was still doing my exercises. I was asking myself, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? But the moment I shifted my energetic state, that same day, I went to bed. And I started asking myself questions. My head was like, could it be the honey? Let me check. I was about to sleep. I said, no, I'm too curious. I picked up my phone, turned it on, and asked Google. Lo and behold, it was actually the honey that was helping me because I had ulcer for almost 10 years without knowing that I had ulcer. I thought it was back pain. So the ulcer is really severe. So the honey was helping me to heal my stomach wound and all that. So now that the honey is out of the picture, I was experiencing the constipation and the bloating that ulcer gave. Because I shifted my energetic state, I pulled in the frequency that is going to tell me, bring back honey into your diet. Do you see how it happens? Well, if I had gone back to the hospital, continue popping pills into my body, do you know what would have happened to me? Because I just want to tell myself that I am just flesh and blood? No. Raise your vibration high. Shift your energy in your current reality. And you're going to pull in that frequency that you're tuning into. Do not identify with any broadcast. Do not identify with any reality, because the energetic state that you were on before brought this reality. If you're in an energetic state of 80, it brought the reality of 80. Right now, you are moving to the energetic state of 200. Why do you want to identify with the energetic state of 80? Why do you want to tell yourself that I am broke? I am poor. Diabetes run in my family. This runs in my family, that runs in my family, it is hereditary. Why do you want to tell yourself all that? What do you want to see? You only experience the life that you focus on. If you focus on I am broke, you're going to experience I am broke. If you focus on I am abundant, you're going to experience I am abundant. You only experience the life you focus on. You don't experience reality. There are various realities. There are various channels broadcasting right now. There are people right now that don't know anything happening anywhere except for the war that is currently going on. Do you understand? So there are so many broadcasts that is channeling right now. Which are you focused on? Are you focused on the one that says, I am constipated and bloated? Or you're going to focus on the one that says, I'm grateful for my body? So that you're going to be able to do what? Get the solution to the constipation and the bloating. Shift your energetic state. Vibrate differently. Do not pay attention to your current reality that much. Yes, it is happening. But don't pay attention to it. Why? Because it's pre-recorded. It's not happening live. Do you want to change something? Change your energetic state, not what you're saying on the outside. Go inside. Change your energetic state. Vibrate differently. And you're going to pull in that frequency that you're trying to tune into. Thank you so much for listening to the end. From today, do not see yourself as somebody that is mere flesh and blood. Because no, you are more than that. You are energy that took the form of flesh. If this message did resonate with you, I want you to share it with your friends, with your family members, and with your loved ones. Bring them into this state as well, in order for them to come and see that they don't need to identify with what is currently airing. They can change it. Should they change their energetic state? Alright? Share with your friends, your family members, and your loved ones. Until our next podcast, I love you. I am you and you're me. Bye for now. Take care of yourself.